Austin Anderson's Sports Talk. Today we're starting in the NFL, where Tony Romo became the 5th quarterback in NFL history to throw for 500 yards and 5 touchdowns, but somehow was outdueled by future Hall of Famer Peyton Manning. And now after we've seen that game, there's no way any team can outshoot Peyton Manning and the Broncos. The only team I think that could do it might be the Seattle Seahawks, but it would have to be in Seattle. Their defense is really good. Not quite as good as the Broncos' offense, but their secondary is very elite. And they still have Marshawn Lynch, who still loves Skittles. Those Seahawks, yes, they lost. They dropped to 4-1, but they were beat by an Indianapolis Colts team, who is emerging as one of the top 5 best teams in the league. Andrew Luck's an emerging elite quarterback. Trent Richardson, he's not the prospect anybody thought he was going to be, but he's still a starting running back and he's still balling. So are they the second best team in the AFC? No, you have to go with the Chiefs there. Just considering the record of the Chiefs is 5-0. The 49ers absolutely dismantled the Texans. Essentially, well, they're screwed. You can't win a Super Bowl with Matt Schaub. You can barely win a game with him. And who are you going to go to? TJ Yates? Geno Smith threw for 3 touchdowns and no interceptions in the Jets' win against Atlanta in the Georgia Dome, where historically Matt Ryan has been elite. So at 3-2, does that make the Jets contenders? Well, no. But it goes a long way in the case for Geno Smith as the starting quarterback and the answer for the New York Jets. And those Falcons, yeah, they're done. The best they can hope for, 9-7, 8-8, 7-9. They lost Julio Jones for the year. Roddy White can barely walk, and they keep throwing him out there. Tony Gonzalez is, give him Social Security. Our power rankings. Number 1, the Denver Broncos, who are favored against the Jaguars this week by the highest margin in NFL betting history. 28 points. And personally, I wouldn't be surprised if they by a lot more than that. The Broncos scored 51 points against the Cowboys. The Jaguars scored 51 points the entire season. Second is the high-flying New Orleans Saints, who had a very impressive win in Chicago. Tight end Jimmy Graham is putting up numbers that are comparable to what Peyton Manning's doing at quarterback. The best tight end in the game. Impossible to cover, because he can block almost as well as an offensive lineman, and he looks like a Megatron out there catching balls. Number 3, Kansas City Chiefs, who are undefeated, and listen carefully, could be 9-0 heading into Denver following their bye week in week 11. Now that would be a duel. 4 are the Seattle Seahawks, the best non-undefeated team in the NFL. Like I said, their defense is elite. Russell Wilson is really good. This team is really good. You didn't expect them to go 16-0, did you? 5 is the 49ers, who just edge out the Colts. The 49ers proved a statement. It wasn't just all about the Texans. Although Kaepernick completed 6 passes, 6 passes. Our game of the week is the Green Bay Packers heading in to Landover, Maryland to face the Super Bowl champion Baltimore Ravens, where they'll lose. Ravens win that game. College football. Who's on upset alert this week? For starters, you might think Texas A&M traveling to Ole Miss, where Bo Wallace and Robert Kimdiche have a legit shot to take down Johnny Manziel and his autograph. Iowa State, I'm sure you all saw Paul Rhodes go off. But if I'm a recruit, I respect that, and I want to play for a guy that defends his players like that. And I think they go into Lubbock, Texas, and defeat the 5-0 Texas Tech Red Raiders. And Northwestern, every single alumni, every single fan had their heart and soul into the Ohio State game, and they lost. That's a crushing defeat, and they'll lose again to Wisconsin. Major League Baseball, where the Red Sox, Tigers, Dodgers, and Cardinals advance to the LCS. In the ALCS, I think it simply comes down to pitching. Where are you going to find a better staff than the 20-3 Max Scherzer, who will win the AL Cy Young, former MVP pitcher Justin Verlander, who went 8 innings of 2-hit ball in a winner-take-all Game 5 against the Oakland Athletics. Their third starter, Anibal Sanchez, led the league in ERA, and their fourth starter, Doug Fister, could be a #1 starter on a few teams in the MLB. I expect the Tigers to advance to the World Series in 6 games over the Boston Red Sox. And in the NLCS, the Cardinals are a really good team, and there's not one guy you can look at, 1 through 8 in their lineup, and say that's our out, that's the guy we're going to get out. Because there's not a guy in that lineup like that. I think it once again comes down to pitching. With Kershaw, Greinke, and Ryu, they're really, really good. And I think they're better than Wainwright and company. So you're looking at a matchup of the Detroit Tigers and Los Angeles Dodgers, which I predicted in the preseason. No surprise. And those pitching matchups are unreal. Imagine Verlander or Scherzer going against Kershaw. That is what baseball wants to see. 2 unbelievable pitching staffs going against 2 really good offenses. This is the premier matchup in baseball. Basically, looking at the Tigers versus the Dodgers. That's a tough matchup, but it's a great one. And in 7 games, I'm picking the Detroit Tigers, baby. That's it for this week's show, folks. I appreciate you watching. Watch those playoffs. Cheer hard for me. Enjoy every day like it's your last.